Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to speak about how I travel with my pipes when I fly to Scotland each year. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so let's take a look inside my backpack. I'll probably be doing this, going through customs at Doha later on and in Perth, so yeah. Alright, so I'll just talk about the backpack and then I'll get to show you how I've stored my pipes in here. So you'll see here, this is where I put my laptop in the top section here. And my iPad can sit in here as well. And then I travel my camera batteries here, which I should show you, shouldn't I? There you go, camera battery. And my ear protection, my music earplugs right here. Musician's earplugs. They just sit here, right here. I've got the top section to my practice chanter, so I'll leave these out as I'm going along, so I'll put that there. And then I have my drone reeds. I've always stored them just in a plastic sandwich bag thing just to travel, and you know, they don't really require any moisture when I get there. Plus they're going to get a lot of moisture when I start playing them over there anyway, so they sit there. And what else in there? Oh yeah, I've got the top to my Blair chanter right there, so I'll hop down there. And this is my video mic, so a different one to this one that I'm using here. And I'm planning to use this quite a lot for just some recording whilst in Scotland, and yeah, hopefully getting out to the comps to support the bands and friends playing in bands. So I'll be trying to get a few cool recordings hopefully this time round, so that sits in there. Then inside the main compartment is my Blair chanter. Thanks to Murray again for this one, it's pretty awesome, so I'll stand that there. Then I've got my practice chanter. I'm probably selling Hardy products, but this is a really good chanter again, so yeah, that's the top of it there. Someone could put that brick on, so that sits separate whilst I'm traveling. Then I've got my tech pouch, which is here. I'm going to show you in there. That's all my charging cables and things like that. So I'll put that down here. And then we're really getting onto the main, my pipes really. So you're probably wondering how I fit it all into here and what are these grey things. So what I'm using at the moment to store my drones in, just to keep protecting them, and just keeps them together as well, because I found going through customs, they want to pull everything apart and see what it is. So this is really handy. And this is basically just a packing cube, and you can see at the bottom there, these are for socks, and they fit perfectly the bottom sections, well this one in particular, the bottom sections of my drones and my blow stick. So I'll just open one of them up here, and you can see. So, and it stops them from bouncing around as well. So there's my, what was it, spot that, that's my tenor section there. Okay, bottom section there, and it just really just slides in. And then it's easy just to zip up like this, keeps them together, nice protected. So that's the bottom sections of my pipes, and then I have my top sections, so, and they fits in the other sock packing cube. And yeah, I mean, it's a little bit tighter to fit into this one, and look, it can compacts down too with these zips, so it opens right up. But yeah, it just fits all in really easily, just like that. And then yeah, just zip it all the way up, and it's all together when I need to pull it out. Hopefully don't have to pull it out, but I'm sure I will when I go through customs at some point. So that's the top section, so I'll pop that there, and then my B flat orchestral chanter in there as well. Pop that here, and then my bag, and that fits in. And I've actually we'll see here, I folded it in, so there it is there. Okay, it just folds it nice and down like that. Okay, I take the I do have a tube, plastic tube that runs inside, but I take that out and put that on my suitcase because I don't need to put that in this case. I just like to take the bag on the plane with me so it doesn't dry out. And look, I know people put, you can put it in a plastic bag and things like that, but I never had any issues. I just cork it. I just use corks, big rubber corks, and seal the whole thing off. Everything's sealed off, and then look, if it needs a bit of seasoning, then I will put a seasoning in after the first few days of playing if it does. But generally it's been pretty good. And then it just folds down to there, and there's loads of room up in this top section to put other things in if I really do need to put anything in. But if I put it all back in, that's the bag back in. Top sections just slides in like that. Okay. Bottom sections of the drone slides in this side. What else should I put in there? I'll put in, there's the packing cube. Oh, I actually forgot the chanter. There we go. Chanter goes in. Whoops, make sure that's tight. Okay, actually it should have been the other way around here. Oh yeah, so chanter, drones, then my tech pouch, bike. You don't have to have that. My Blair chanter sits in here. My normal chanter sits in there. This goes back into this top section here. My drone's going here, so they get bounced, knocked about. Blair chanter mouthpiece is into there. And it basically all fits back in. And you probably wonder what this thing is. It does actually have another pocket you can open up in here. This is just a pocket for this top section. Okay, and that's where I generally keep my passport and things like that, wallet, anything that I might need through the flight. But yeah, it all fits really well and compact in there. And the best thing about it is it doesn't look like a set of bagpipes in a backpack. It just looks like a normal backpack traveling. So I quite like that because there's no attention on me. And yeah, I mean, I also actually, I had put my camera in here as well, but I actually have a little separate front sling bag that I put my camera in when I travel, so that just sits with me for the whole flight, which I quite like having there. So that's how it all fits in, nearly, and that's it in the backpack. So let's get on to why I don't use my actual normal pipe case, which is just sitting over there. So I'm going to grab it and I'll show you the reason why. Okay, let's go. Okay, so you can see here I have my normal backpack case from Hardy's, and this is my go-to pretty much every day. My pipes live in this case here in Perth, and yeah, I mean, it's absolutely brilliant. I've used this case particularly for ages. I've been back in Perth now for 5 years, used it every day for my pipes, and I was using this probably 2 or 3 years before I moved back, so it's quite an old case now, but it's gone the distance. But a really good case. However, I think one thing for me, and it's just my particular thing that I need for my personal travel, is I take a lot of tech stuff with me. So for instance, my laptop, iPads, my cameras and things like that. And I did travel in my first year of this, but I found it really hard or finicky to try and get to my laptop and things. Perfect for pipes, but yeah, it just was really difficult. I know it's got these front pockets on it, so it puts things in, but it's really not that well protected for, your Mac laptop or things like that. And so that's the main sort of issue with me with this case. But for everyday playing, I wouldn't use this. And you're probably wondering what I do if I don't have my case, and I've only got a backpack for my pipes in Scotland. I guess that's the bonus of the tattoo, is that I'm not required to lug my case. We basically carry our pipes up with us to the castle every night, so we don't need to take pipe cases. But I also have the luxury, I guess, of having a pipe case in Scotland that I can use whilst I'm there. So basically then this bag becomes my everyday backpack for walking around. So yeah, it helps me travel lightly. And yeah, this is a lot heavier, and then there's no bagpipes in that at the moment, than this empty, so it gives me a fighting chance to get on the plane and not have my arguments with flight attendants and things like that about, you know, old bagpipes and musical instruments and that sort of debate, which I used to hate having to do when flying with Ryanair and EasyJet and things like that. So yeah, it just looks a bit more inconspicuous, I think. Anyway, it's a really short video. That's how I travel with my bagpipes when I fly to Scotland. So yeah, I've put them away now, and I'm going to be getting ready to jump on a plane in a few hours. So I will see you in Edinburgh. See ya.